Hello everyone, I have with me Namibia's top selling artist, Martin Moroki, better known by his stage name as the Dogg.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our channel. So this is the eye-opener where we get to dive into individual stories, into nations, countries, anything that has success behind it. We get to dive within the stories, we get to investigate, and we get to bring you the secret of those individuals, what made them to become who they are. Today we are diving into the man by the name of Martin Moroki, better known as the Dogg, and we're going to be going into his story. So he's a Namibian artist. He has been around for some time. You know, he has gone into music and made a name for himself. Some people, they get into the industry, they turn into thin air, and you never really get to know about him or go to know about them. But this man has been around for some time. The interest is not about the type of music he makes, but the interest is the secret to his success. Some of you might love him, some of you might not love him, but what we and I want to look at, it is the secret toward his success. You know, it's the same analogy like trying to study a billionaire and somebody else, but this today we are choosing to pick him, and in another episode we're going to choose somebody else. But enjoy, here we come. First things first, we want to know, where was the Dogg born, where was he raised, and this is the first one on the show.
I was born in Zambia by then. So my whole childhood I was in the camp. You see, I only came here in 1990, did my primary school. But my father is from Oshigambo, Oshigambo area. My mother Onaina area.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they made that side, and they made a baby.
Okay.
And that's me, the naughty one, you see. And in the family, I was the naughtiest guy. Out of them, I was the naughtiest guy. That's why, if you listen to my story or my book that I've wrote, you'll see this guy wasn't.
Dogg is it's a dog, you know, it barks. I'm kidding. The Dogg is Martin Moroki, born in Zambia in 1983. Came to Namibia when Namibia got independence. You understand? He does music and a little bit shy, but it's progressing.
Now that you know how he was born, where he was raised, a bit about his family, so I want to dive into how this man went into music. You know, so he has a very much unique story into how he got himself in music, and I want you to simply just listen how this man started and how he progressed.
Wait a minute, can you feel it? Yes, man, yes, I can feel it. I like it like that.
Even after I did my grade 12, I didn't know that I was going to do music. You know, when you're in the north, every child, you know, especially in those days of ours, I don't know about now, you have to attend Sunday school. You know, always a Sunday school. In fact, also one of the songs that I did, one of my first songs that I did that made me big was from the Sunday school, which was Jesus Utati. So only after grade 12, when I went to university, you know, in high school I did talent shows, but it's not something that will tell you that just what you want to do. It's like when you're in high school, when you're playing soccer, it's not really just something that you just inspired maybe by somebody that was doing soccer. So for me, I was just inspired by a few people that were doing music, and started doing talent shows. When I went to university, you know, there wasn't taxi money to go to school or come back from school or what to eat. Also during university time, you find all these people at the crab. I think you've been at university
Yes, of course, yeah.
They're eating nice food. For me, I was like, okay, let me maybe try music.
Let me start cool there.
Yeah, let me just try music. Maybe I can get something just for me to eat, because I had a cousin of mine, Killer B, who was always performing at Tuna, and he would tell me how much he was getting. So I was like, okay, let me try, because at high school people already loved what I was doing. So from there, it blew up, up until today.
Yeah.
First time I get my money, I think it was 800.
Yeah.
Felt like, oh, there's money in here.
Yeah.
So let me do it. So I never looked back till today.
This journey, we came from the club, that's why we yawning. If you snooze, you lose. And this song, they just back to lose. Cause I really want the cruise. We gonna, nobody can catch us. And we know that nobody can stop us. On top of the game, and we're glad to conquer. Just see, cause I come up a cover. Yeah, cause I come up a cover. Yeah, cause I come up a cover.
The Dogg was enrolled at UNAM, and that's where he discovered his passion for music. But it was never been an easy journey, because his family, didn't view it properly. They didn't view it well, so they didn't like him. They chased him out of the house, and you'll hear from the horse's mouth. That is the next clip.
Our parents, they grew up listening to the Rastafarians and rock and roll, and they've watched how they live their life, drugs and all that. So for me, family said, maybe this guy's gonna do drugs, maybe this, no, you shouldn't do music. But because I fell in love with music, I decided to do it. But drugs I've never done till today, although still people keep saying because of my energy. Keep saying I've never did drugs, but they've said to music, I went in deep. You see, I went in too deep that I couldn't come out, because I've fell in love with what I was doing. First it was just a hobby. I fell too much in love. So when I was chased out of the house, or when I was told not to come back home anymore, I was like, oh, this is what I want to do. Ended up being chased out of the house. I'm not regretting anything. Having
We have dived into the Dogg's past, where he was born, where he grew up, how his family took his career path of wanting to do music. So, but we wanna talk about the song that made the Dogg popular from the beginning. What was that hit track that he made that began to make people to know him?
One of my first songs that I did that made me big was from the Sunday school, which was Jesus Otati.
Yeah.
I wanna live like Jesus. When I die, I wanna go to heaven. What have you taken no mapanga? What have I looking for dark? What have you taken no mapanga?
At this point, the Dogg became the Dogg. He took the music industry by storm. He began to do stuff that other people didn't do. The Dogg began traveling the world. He went into England, into Canada, into France, performing. The African continent began to show him love. The Namibians were very much fond of him. He went on and created the Mshasho record label, and he went into doing the Mshasho clothing brand. And the man begins just to create a life for himself, so he begins to become very much ambitious, he begins to have a focus, a direction in terms of where he wants to go. And I remember growing up, it is either you were Omshasho, or you were GMP, or you were Omalaiti. But the tension between the GMPs and Omshasho was always the intense one. And we know the squabble between him and Gaza. It was a big thing back in the days. People used to fight over these guys. And, beginning, Dogg and Gaza were the closest of friends. So they did songs together. And but many people believe that the reason why they split it was because of Sunny Boy, where the Dogg felt like he had him on his side and he had him on his Mshasho crew, and Dogg went away, and when he came back, he found, Sunny Boy doing a song with Gaza named Coco, Coco Patulula Diemo, and that song, and it begins to become a problem between the two gentlemen. So, but the Dogg have never really spoken publicly about the feud between them, what really happened, but these are just speculations, so the only person to confirm is himself, so we'll not really put it up to him. But what I'm trying to say is that, the Dogg begin to take off. When you begin to see the Dogg in interviews, he's not really the most eloquent person. He's not really the most person that begins to express himself. He's very much shy, very much laid back. But this man became one of the superstars in Namibia. So the purpose of our show is to find out, Anonana, what is the Dogg's secret? What made him to blow up like he did? So this man, went on and won the Channel O Music Award. He was nominated and won many awards in Namibia. You can't take it. You can hate him or love him, but he has created a name for himself. So the real thing is that, what is the Dogg's secret? But before we go, I want to give you those old clips when he won the music, the Channel O Music Award with Baby Don't Go. I know you're gonna love this. There we go.
So let's check out the nominees for Best Newcomer.
The nominees in the category Best Newcomer are
The Dogg for Baby Don't Go, Sanchez for Pick It Up, Kumshev for Wash, El Vovo Tirango for Bayang Suge, Ska for Mitrolo, Phase for Color Mental.
Oh, it's a tough one. So should we reveal who the award for Best Newcomer goes to? Can I get a drum roll? All right, are you ready for the Channel O Spirit of Africa Music Video Award for Best Newcomer goes to the Dogg!
I don't know what to say, but I just want to say thanks to everybody that voted for me. To the Namibian nation and the African nation, I love you. I'm Shasho, you can't ignore.
Now at this point, Dogg really became the Dogg, winning Channel O for the Best Newcomer. Not only are you blowing up in Namibia, but now he get recognized in Africa. It just took him somewhere else. The Dogg became the Dogg. And this opened up doors for the Dogg. He really just began to have even more confidence in himself. As we said, not everybody has won the Channel O. Not everybody has break those type of records. So we want to start, and we're gonna be going into the interesting part of this video. If you didn't subscribe, do subscribe. We are going to be diving into what is the Dogg's secret. What made him to do what he does. And I believe in what the person says. Many times people listen to music but don't listen to the words. If you want to know the Dogg's secret, listen to his words. And I'm gonna be cutting out clips from the Dogg songs to give you a picture of what are some of his secrets that made him to blow up. When a person's words are a window into his heart, it is who he is. It is what he does. It is who he believes he can be. And we're going to be diving into that in just in a moment. But buckle up. Here we go. Number one. The Dogg had a vision. You heard what he said. Dogg had a dream, he had a vision. That even if he was born naked, he was born with nothing. He doesn't want to die like that. He wants to die with a legacy. Say, Umshasha will be his legacy. And you should not confuse him with anyone that you see. He's a special kind, he's going somewhere, he's busy building something. And you are seeing that, you know, and you begin to realize that this man had a vision. So take this concept and learn from it. That, you know, if you want to go somewhere, regardless of where you are, you got to have a vision. Imagine what you want to be before you even become it. That's what you are seeing the Dogg. That, you know what, he foretold it. That's what's gonna be our next lesson we are learning from the Dogg. What's the second thing that make the Dogg to stand out? We are bringing to you on lesson number 2.
I'm gonna be the white dog master. The white dog master. White dog master. Yes, I'm gonna be the white dog master. White dog master.
What we are learning from Dogg, lesson number 2, is the power of declaring. That when he sang that song, Perfecto Mendos, he was still in his upcoming. But he says, I'm going to be the next Kwaito master. That you can't talk about Kwaito without thinking about the Dogg. They pioneered it in Namibia. They made it popular. They were known by it. But this guy declared it before it even happened. Can you confidently say what you're going to become before becoming it? So this is the power of attraction, that you attract what you believe, you attract what you say. And that's what we're busy seeing. That's why people who make it have a different attitude. And the attitude of the Dogg is that even if he wasn't blowing up as much, but he knew that he was going somewhere and he believed it and he declared it in his song. And you seeing the Dogg, what he has become today, is not by mistake, it's not by chance. He knew that one day he's going to become something big, and he became something big. And if you're going to make it in life, that got to be your attitude. Declare before time. If you know that you carry something big in you and you are hardworking and you're grinding, why don't you declare it? Many times people are afraid to even make promises because they don't believe that they're going to amount to anything. But special individuals, people that are different from others, they can tell that I'm going somewhere, whether other people don't see it or not. But you got to be able to see it. You got to be able to believe it. You got to be able to see. So lesson number 3 that you end up learning from the Dogg believed in himself. You got to believe in yourself, and we bring it on. Lesson number 3.
Now, put another good she can deal it hot. Now, put another good she can deal it hot. The Dogg is hot. Dogg is hot. It's hot. Guess what? It's hot. It's hot.
So the man believed in himself. So he didn't care about who didn't believe in him. He didn't care about who didn't see him, that he was hot, that he was the king of Kwaito and that he was blowing up. He didn't care, you know. But he's even saying that everybody must say that the Dogg is hot. So you can tell that the man had a different attitude, a different mindset. And many times we are waiting for encouragement from outside. But the mentality of this man is that he celebrated himself before anybody can celebrate him. He knew that he was going somewhere even when people did not know. So he knew that I'm a special kind, I have something special, I have something that I'm busy running with. Not to say he's special in the way that he was born, but there was more into his life, and there was more he has invested into this thing for him to be able to fail. So he believed in himself. He celebrated. He was his number one biggest fan. And I believe that's the mindset and the mentality that all of us must be able to have, that more than just wanting to hear someone to tell you that you're busy doing the right thing, Why don't you tell yourself that you're busy doing the right thing? Why don't you tell yourself that you're busy popping and busy blowing up? Why don't you tell yourself that you are the best and that you are the greatest? Be like Muhammad Ali. I'm the greatest. Doesn't matter whether other people believe it or not. That's the mentality that we see in this guy. So he had it all together. And we're gonna go now to the next lesson. And I hope you're busy loving it and enjoying it. So I encourage you, please do like, share, and subscribe to this channel. We're gonna be bringing you more content. But then we go to the next lesson.
Until that's my attitude drops. Number 2, I talk about life. Number 3, I leave my best in the holla. Yes, you see me on stage. You know, they live first stand now. Put another good she can deal it hot. They live first stand now. Put another good she can deal it hot. The dog is hot. Dog is hot. It's hot. Guess what? It's hot.
You know, lesson number 4. He's actually telling us a secret of why he's busy blowing up, getting the attention that he's busy getting, and making the progress that he's busy making. So he gives us his formula that Dogg was not just like any other person. He had a formula. He says 3 things make me to stand out. Number 1, my attitude. Number 2, I talk about life. You know, begin to listen to his songs, talking about life and all type of stuff. The number 3, he says, I talk what I want. That I'm going to become my own man. I'm going to pave my own path. Whether you like it or not, I'm going to speak what I want. I'm going to sing about what I want to sing. I'm going to take the route that nobody has taken before. And you begin to realize that that's what made him stand out. Dogg, with all of his songs, he's the center of all of those songs. You know, he talks about himself. He boasts about himself. He makes himself the center of the attention. But you realize that this one is his strategy. This is formula. You know, his attitude. He's talking about life, and he talks what he wants. You know, and the only issue is that many people, they're always trying to follow somebody's formula without realizing that you need to invent your own formula. You need to find yourself. You know, the Dogg wasn't the greatest dancer. The Dogg is not a person that has a personality of maybe speaking one-on-one. He's a very shy person, but he was able to bring out his strength that, you know, I can speak. And that's what people hated him for, that he spoke nonsense, he spoke whatsoever that he spoke for. But you know what, that gave him popularity. People actually liked him because he spoke his mind. You know, those that couldn't dance, those that were boastful and stuff like that, they enjoyed the type of music that he made. Because why? He was able to speak his mind. So lesson number 4, you got to have a formula, and have a formula that works for you. There's nothing wrong to copy someone else, but have something that is uniquely designed for you. So we're gonna be going to lesson number 5.
I am the new Michael Jackson.
You know, the outstanding thing about the Dogg is that he always had a vision of being part of the most prominent, influential people. So in this song, I'm the new Michael Jackson, he compares himself to Michael Jackson. Who will dare to compare themselves to Michael Jackson? Only the Dogg. You know, he began to mention I'm big is small, and all type of this type of things that the Dogg would mention. You know, in one of the songs he says, Politiki, I'm Nelson Mandela, Alumenule Lalela. You know, he compared to himself to Mr. Obama and all this type of people. But you can tell his mindset that, you know what, I'm not just gonna be a little guy from Onaina number 9 and that's it. I'm gonna be known in the whole world, and I'm gonna work so hard, and I'm gonna work on this thing that even people that didn't know me in America or in parts of Africa or in parts of Asia, in parts of Europe, they're gonna know who this guy. The same way they know Michael Jackson, they know Barack Obama, they know Nelson Mandela. They're also gonna know me. So the Dogg knew that, you know what, I might be a small guy now, but one day people gonna know me. That's why Do you believe in your vision? Do you believe in what you see the future holds for you, and among which type of people you are going to be categorized with? The dog didn't have the fear to say, I'm the new Michael Jackson. It's like how do you, with all that Michael Jackson has achieved, with his accolades, with his prominence, but you begin to realize that it can only be the dog. It can only be Dogg. And the man is backing. The man is telling you that I'm not intimidated. I'm not just a little guy from Norway. It's the same man that made an interview with Rick Ross, and you begin to realize that the reason why he was able to do that is because the dude had a vision. He was a visionary guy. So I'd encourage you. So if you think about achieving in Namibia, achieving in Africa, who are you able to share the table with? Along what type of people can people mention you? Alongside who they can call you? Which era of people? The dog knew that, hey man, I'm more than just like a boy from Manana number 9. I carry something big, and I'm gonna be big, and I want you to mention my name. I'm the new Michael Jackson of this era. I know I've seen people who you're even very much afraid to pick up a role model and say I'm becoming like this person. But yeah, this is the dog for you, man. Dog for you is not an easy guy. Lesson number 6. So I hope you're enjoying it. So please do subscribe to our channel. Please do like, share the video with other people. But we're going to lesson number 6. And lesson number 6 is that Dogg mastered his craft. There are many people who want to go somewhere, but they didn't master their craft. So I want you to simply just listen to what the dog says.
I mastered my skills. That's why they call me master. 27 and I still have my skills. You wonder why they call me master? I'm the new Michael Jackson.
Do you hear what he's saying? He's simply saying at 17, I mastered my skills. And at 27, I still have my skills. That is trying to tell you that, there's a formula to this thing. But I found out the secret. I've become a master in this thing. What he's trying to say is simply, he has harnessed his craft. There are many people who are good at something, but they don't become better. They don't work on themselves to a place whereby somebody else begin to like, who they are and what they are. So it's very, very important that you realize that if you have a talent, you are recognizing it. That talent needs to be harnessed. It's like someone who can play soccer, but they never practice, they never jog, they are never unfit, and all type of stuff. That's not who the dog was. The dog was that, I need to become a master. Dog says, if I'm not mistaken, baby don't go. He produced it himself. He made a beat, he did everything. That song took 7 years in the making. But you begin to realize that it's someone who has taken time, is busy working on things, busy practicing and investing time in himself and researching and allowing himself to be inspired, by other musicians and so forth. But you begin to realize that he simply says, I've mastered this thing at 17, and I've been working on myself. I've been working on this thing. I've been crafting my craft. I've been harnessing who I am, and at 27 I still got it. And you wonder why the dog hasn't went down like other artists. There are some artists that become artist of the year. Then all of a sudden you don't really hear about them. They dwindle in thin air. But the dog has kept them such a brand. The dog has learned how to become famous. He's learned to market himself and keep himself up there. And you realize that it's an art that he has learned. He has mastered certain things. At 17 I mastered my skills. At 27 I still got them. It was a 10 years time span, and I've been working on some stuff. So if you have a talent, doesn't matter what it is, you have a business, you have something that you're working on, you need to get better at who you are or what you're busy doing. You need to add some value. You need to master, that when people want something or when they have to think about something to deliver something, they need to think of you, because why? You've become better. And you cannot talk about Namibian music without involving this man. Because why? He's become a master. The Dogg has two personalities. When he's doing an interview, he's a very shy, laid back person. He's not fluent. But when the Dogg is busy creating something, when he's busy working on something, when he's in those music videos or he's busy singing, you can tell that, the man is good at what he says, whether it's his verses, whether it's what. I will show you a clip now where Dogg says a line, and that's going to be one of the points. He simply says, "They changed my face, they think they could stop me. Don't you know that I'm the unstoppable? I'm the invisible." You can tell that the man has become very good at what he does. And when you listen to the Dogg very, very, very intently, you can tell that this guy has become very good at what he does. And there's so many things that we can dive into the Dogg's life, but I'm just extrapolating a few things. But I hope you like it. I hope you enjoy it. But this is where we are, man. So we are going to lesson number 7, I do believe.
The new Michael Jackson, you can never see me dancing. Only smiling, that means I'm dancing. New Michael Jackson, new Michael Jackson, new.
Dogg was very much aware of the criticism he was getting from people. That and this is a criticism that is coming for a long time. Yeah, Dogg cannot dance. He's Mr. Skeleton. The man is Mar, all type of stuff. They will compare him to Gaza. They will compare him to Tate Booty, that he was dancing. So he noted what the people were saying on the ground, and you know what he does? He come out and he says, "I'm the new Michael Jackson." And he says, "We are no longer dancing. I'm just smiling. That means I'm busy dancing." It's like he takes the criticism, instead of him being demoralized by what the people are simply saying. They are looking for a dancer. They are looking for this. They are looking for that. He comes out and makes it look like what they are busy pinning him down on doesn't really matter. It's like, you want to dismiss me because of a dance? I'm the Dogg. You'll never see anybody like me. Don't compare me with anyone. The very same man that has a vision. He comes out, "Yeah, Dogg cannot dance." No, I'm smiling. That means I'm dancing. I mean, how do you want to criticize a guy like that, who you criticize him, he takes in your criticism and make a joke out of it? He simply says, "Even if I cannot dance, I'm going to smile." And he even irritates you even the more. That's this guy's mentality, and it's just very much phenomenal. So, two things about criticism. There are certain criticism they will criticize. I mean, they were saying about Dogg, he cannot dance. It's true. Maybe he tried learning a couple of moves. He realized, now, man, this dancing thing is not just for me. So what does he do? He doesn't allow this criticism thing to simply just demoralize him, slow him down. So no, I'm going somewhere. With or without the dance, I'm still gonna be that guy that's gonna take this music thing seriously, and I'm gonna take it further. All of us, we have advantages and disadvantages. We have weaknesses, we have strength, but only you can define to be defined by your weaknesses. The Dogg simply said, let them talk whatsoever they want to talk. Then let them make noise about this dancing thing. I'm still gonna work on my craft. I've mastered how I can become the best, the greatest, and the biggest. And this guy began to work on himself. He began to make his song and do his thing where he's comfortable at, and you begin to see Dogg is very much good at speaking whatsoever that he wants. He envisions something. He begins to put it in the music, put it in the art, all this criticism, all this type of stuff. Because why? The man has made up his mind. Criticize me as much as you want. I've seen people who they will never budge because somebody told them they can't make it. They are mistake, they are what, they are thin, they are tall, they are fat, they are too black. Whatsoever the case, not Dogg. Dogg simply says, bring it on, baby. Bring it on. If you want to fight, bring it on. But I'm going to show you. I'm going to thrive. I'm going to thrive. I'm going to make it through my weaknesses. And I'll tell you, boy, so And it's wrong to think just because you don't have what other people have, it doesn't mean that other people are not gonna like you. And most of the time, that's our greatest fear. You think like, okay, because nobody likes me, I don't have what other people have, maybe they're not gonna like me, maybe they're not gonna support me. That's a lie. People will still be able to support you with what you do not have, even if you don't have what other people have. And that's what you're learning from the Dogg. You don't have to become like someone else. Be unique, be yourself, because it is through diversity that people begin to have an option. And Dogg became an artist that people chose, even if he was not a singer. Even if he wasn't a dancer. I want to say they chose him not because of his dancing skills. They chose him because of the artist, his artistic in the music business. There we go. I think that is lesson number 8. We are going to lesson number 8 now.
Get walk in the rain. No raindrop can touch me. Who are you that can think and touch me? They change my face, now they think they can stop me. Don't you know I'm the unstoppable, the unforgettable, the invisible.
So here's lesson number 8, folks. Lesson number 8. I hope you're liking it, man. So I'm breaking it down for you on the eye opener. So the Dogg is known for his loud mouth, big mouth. He talks his mind. But what you're learning here is that the Dogg has become good at intimidating. You know why people are trying to fight him and all type of stuff, is because, the man can talk. He talks whatever that you want to say, but he has mastered the art of Muhammad Ali. I can stink like a bee and fly like a butterfly. When Muhammad Ali was busy boxing, he'll come to his opponent and say, you are ugly, I'll beat you so hard enough that people are not going to be able to recognize you. And if I was you, I would just quit and all that other stuff. But this is the same tactic the Dogg was simply using. That he intimidated his opponent. He says, I'll walk in the rain and no raindrop can touch me. Who do you think you are you can touch? You know how intimidating that is? And he says, you change my face, you think you can stop me. Don't you know that I'm the unstoppable, the unforgettable, the new Michael Jackson? You know what I'm saying? So it's to realize that, you're in the game with other people, but the only way that other people are not going to mess with you, or the only way you can demoralize others who are competing with you, is to show them that you're a different cadre. That you can compete with me, you can try to fight me, you can try to tarnish my name, but I'm proving to you that I'm going on top. I'm unique. I'm far more better. I'm far more intelligent. I'm far more smarter. I've mastered my skill way better than you. And that's what the Dogg is simply doing. And it's like, even if you want to compete about him, the Dogg has a belief in himself that you can't discourage him from what he believes. And that's who he is. He simply says, me, I'm a different cadre. And he's simply intimidating those, whether it was Gaza them or any other emerging artist. But he simply say, I can walk in the rain. Do you know what? There are things that's supposed to touch me, but they are not touching me. There are certain things that's supposed to make me wet and change my life, but they are not. Who do you think you are? You can never. You can never. I'm talking about a core belief that is undying, unchanging. Because why? The man just knew something about himself, man. So sometimes it's good to intimidate. Let people know. I say, me, I'm not going anywhere. I'm here to stay. Dogg begin to say, hate me or love me, I'll still be on top until my heart ceases to beat, or something in that line. How do you want to fight a dude like that, bro? How do you want to fight? And it's busy intimidating you that you can hate me or love me. Your hate and your love for me is not going to change anything. I'm still going to be on top until my heart stops. Africa, are you ready for me? You know what I'm saying? He's going somewhere. And no intimidation is going to stop him. But that's where we are, man. Doglam. That's where we are. So lesson number 9.
You can take what is God given. What I do, yes, is God given. 7 years in the game, but I'm still going. But I'm still going. You can do what I do. You can do what I've done. From my words to
You know, the beauty about the dog is that he make an acknowledgement in those lines, those bars that he's been singing. He simply says, you know, you can do what I do, but you can't do what I've done. You know, and but the verse prior to that, he says, what I do is God given. That, you know what, God gave me this talent, whether he's using it for the right reasons or not, and all that type of stuff. But acknowledge that, you know what, something God given to me. This is a God given talent. You know, that's why people can take away from you what is given to you. It is, you just need to use it. And it's our responsibility to make sure what God has given us, to use it for the betterment of the kingdom of God, or to use it for selfish reasons. But he can attest that, you know, this thing is coming from God. And he says, you can do what I do, but you will never do what I've done. And the guy began to mention awards, t-shirts, and record label and all this type of stuff, you know, because why? He realized that, you know what, God gave me this thing, and because God gave it to me, it is ideas that God has given me, that, you know what, I'm able to advance and do so many things, because it's more than just me trying to do what I'm doing, but it is something that got handed down to me, you know. And the worst thing you can ever do is try to compete with someone and try to be envious with someone that got gifted. If a person is given, they're just given. I'm gonna say if people begin to be envious with people that have ideas, they've innovated, but sometimes you realize that it's a gift God gave them, and the dog acknowledges that, you know what, this is just more than just me. You know, it is something that I got given, and I want to encourage you, man. A gift is a powerful thing, and if you recognize your gift, harness it, you even begin to see more possibilities in that gift. And that's what the dog saw. He had music, but from music he realized, I can get awards, man. I can do it. I can make a record label. I can sell t-shirts. Now the dog has a printing business. The dog has become an ambassador, you know, of this circumcision type of a thing, and the dog has been doing things with Standard Bank and so many other places. But you begin to realize that he recognizes this thing comes from God, and I'm gonna make a living out of this thing, you know. Worse enough, many people, they use it for things that God doesn't like, but God doesn't take away talent, you know, just because you are not serving him with that talent, you know. So it's one of the saddest reality, but you can still see that the guy realizes, you know what, this thing, man, this thing is from God. This thing is from God. We are going to lesson number 10. I think the final lesson. We can talk more about the dog and all type of stuff. There are just so many things, man. I've sat down, studied this guy's lyrics, his music. He used to be one of the guy I used to like way back in the days. And I just dawned on me recently that, you know what, there's just something about this guy. I begin to sit down, think, listen, go through the guy's lyrics, and it's very much powerful. So, but I wanna give you the last and the parting shot of Dogg, Mr. Tee Dee, Ombwa, Mr. Martin Moroki, the one and the only, the superstar, the man who declared his fate even before he began to blow up, the Kwaito Master. I just wanted to leave you with those lines. Oh, mshasho papa, or Dogg papa, and the guy begin to go on, because I feel like that's very much interesting, because you can't talk about Mshasho without talking about the Dogg. You can't talk about the Dogg without talking about Mshasho. From the beginning, the guy had a vision about this thing. And in 2025, Dogg is a superstar. So he has built it. So I'm finishing that line with you. The final lesson that this thing is doable. You can make it. The Dogg had skills. He had a vision. He began to formulate this brand. Begin to build it, harness it. Couple of artists, couple of albums, all type of stuff. 2025, and I realized that that dream that he envisioned, he became it. You know what I'm saying? And I want to encourage you. So if you have a dream, you have a passion, there's something that you're busy pursuing, continue pursuing, because it's doable. The Dogg is Mshasho, and Mshasho is the Dogg. And we clap for the man as the man is clapping for himself. Mr. King Tee Dee. So please do subscribe to our channel. We're gonna be bringing you more of these videos. So we're gonna be investigating people, individual people. We're gonna be visiting countries. Simply just an eye opener. I just wanna open your eyes on a couple of stuff. But as for now, we're out. I'm giving you this final straw of the Dogg. Final straw that I like of Dogg. And I'm gonna be out. But there you are. We're out.
This one was just for my generals, my lieutenants, my commanders, my captains. Mshasho Army, baby, with the biggest. Till the end of time.